The day my nephew came to visit, and total chaos broke out. Before we begin the story, make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss more incredible stories every day. By the time I find Noah crouched on the third-floor stairwell landing, my smoke alarm is still screaming, water is dripping through my kitchen light fixture, and Mrs. Delgado is yelling up from the courtyard like the building is about to collapse. I'm barefoot, half awake, and holding a wet dish towel that smells like burnt butter. For about 10 seconds, I can't breathe, because I think my 8-year-old nephew has disappeared, and I'm about to be the aunt who loses a child and floods an apartment complex before noon. I'm Kate, 29, a 911 dispatcher, which means I spend my job calmly helping strangers through disasters while my own life is usually run with military-level routines. My pantry labels face forward. My rent is on autopay. My idea of chaos is running out of coffee filters. So when my sister Brianna texts at 8:12 a.m. asking if I can watch Noah for just a couple hours, I say yes, because Noah and I usually get along great, and because I'm too tired to notice how strange the message looks. Noah shows up with a backpack the size of a carry-on, mismatched sneakers, and no jacket even though it's cold. Brianna doesn't come upstairs. She does the quick curb drop-off thing, engine running, and shouts, "I'll call you," like she's late for a flight. Noah walks in, scans my apartment like he's checking exits, and asks before he even says hello, "Aunt Kate, do your smoke alarms work in every room?" I laugh. That's a weird first question. He shrugs. Just asking. 2 hours later, I'm yanking a pan off the stove, shutting off a sink that somehow won't stop spraying, and realizing every accident this kid has had today keeps pulling me into a different room. Then Mrs. Delgado points up and says, "Your nephew ran upstairs, honey," and I sprint to the landing with my heart in my throat. Then Noah whispers through the stair rails, "I can't let him find us." I stand there dripping sink water onto the concrete steps, staring at Noah like I've misheard him. He won't look at me. He's hugging his knees, breathing fast, and doing that thing kids do when they're trying not to cry and also trying to look cool at the same time. "Who can't find you?" I ask softer now. Noah picks at the rubber edge of his sneaker. "Nobody." "Okay, but you just said." I said nothing. He says it too fast, then peeks down the stairwell to make sure Mrs. Delgado is gone. That's Noah in a sentence. Clever, dramatic, and usually impossible to keep mad at. I've watched him on and off since he was a toddler. Brianna works long hours doing billing for a dental office, and Marcus, her ex, technically, but they still orbit each other like a bad moon. Shows up when it's convenient, disappears when it isn't, and always has a reason. Noah's used to adult schedule changes, but he usually treats my place like a vacation. He raids my cereal, plays with my old game console, and builds blanket forts so intense I need a flashlight to check on him. Today, he's different. He keeps listening for sounds in the hallway. He asks if my window's locked. He jumps when my phone buzzes. When I tell him Brianna will call soon, he says, "Did she say exactly when?" Like he's tracking a countdown. I get him back inside, mop the puddle in the kitchen, and mentally restart the morning. Maybe he saw some movie he shouldn't have. Maybe Brianna and Marcus argued. Maybe I'm overreacting because I've had almost no sleep. I pour him juice, make toast, and try to sound normal. "Hey, buddy, why the giant backpack? Planning to move in and steal my snacks?" He gives a tiny smile. Maybe. At 9:37, Brianna finally calls. I answer on speaker while wiping the counter. "Everything okay?" I ask. Yeah, just busy." She says too quickly, traffic noise blasting behind her. "Noah good." Noah freezes halfway through chewing. "He's fine," I say, watching him watch me. "When are you coming back?" "Soon. I gotta handle something first." Before I can ask what, she hangs up. When Brianna speeds off, Noah checks my locks like a tiny adult. The first disaster is funny for almost 3 minutes. I'm in the bathroom changing into sweatpants because I still have dispatch center coffee on my shirt, and I hear Noah yell, "Aunt Kate." The sink is making a snake sound. I run out expecting a clogged drain. Instead, the kitchen faucet sprayer is blasting in a full arc, the detachable head is somehow popped loose, and water is ricocheting off the window, my dish rack, and Noah's face while he laughs like this is the best day of his life. "Why are you wet?" I shout, lunging for the handle. I was helping. With what? It was squeaking. I get the water off. Towels everywhere. My floor mat is soaked. Noah looks like a tiny shipwreck survivor and says, "You should probably not tell my mom this part." I snort even though I'm irritated. That depends on whether there are more parts. There are more parts. At 10:11, I catch him standing on a dining chair trying to test the pull chain on the ceiling fan with my silicone spatula. At 10:26, he feeds half a box of crackers to the pigeons on my balcony and somehow locks himself outside for 40 seconds, which is long enough for me to see my life flash before my eyes. At 10:41, Mrs. Delgado knocks and says, deadpan, "Your nephew told the mailman he's conducting a building inspection." Noah grins and says he passed. It's annoying, but still kid chaos annoying. I'm tired, the apartment is a mess, and I keep telling myself this is one of those stories I'll laugh about later. Then, while I'm cleaning cracker dust off the couch cushions, I notice Noah quietly sliding 2 granola bars into his hoodie pocket. "Hungry?" I ask. He shakes his head. "Then why are you hiding food?" He shrugs without looking at me. "Just in case." I start to joke, then stop. His backpack is still zipped, upright, and placed beside the front door like he's ready to leave fast. And when my phone rings with Brianna's name again, he physically flinches at the sound. That was when Noah asked if landlords can open doors at night. I answer Brianna and put her on speaker because both my hands are covered in dish soap. "Hey," I say. "Quick question. Why is your kid asking me about landlords?" Silence for half a second. Then what? He's probably repeating something from school. Noah is standing by the fridge, staring at the floor. His shoulders are up near his ears. Also, I add, trying to keep my voice light, he's stashing snacks like a raccoon preparing for winter. Brianna laughs, but it lands wrong. "Kate, please don't make this a thing. I'm handling stuff." "Handling what?" "Just stuff." I said I'll explain later. The line crackles. I hear a man's voice in the background. "Marcus, I think." Then Brianna mutters, "Not now," away from the phone. Noah lifts his head so fast it's like he heard a siren. "Mom," he blurts, stepping closer. "Hey, baby," Brianna says immediately, voice changing into her soft mom tone. "You being good?" Noah doesn't answer. He's looking at me, then the phone, then the front door. "Mom," he says again, quieter, "did he come back?" Brianna goes silent long enough that my stomach drops. Then she says, very controlled, "I'll be there soon, okay? Stay with Aunt Kate." She hangs up. I stare at the dark screen. Noah pretends to inspect my magnet collection like none of that happened. I kneel so we're eye level. "Did who come back?" He shrugs. "Nobody." "Can I use your tape?" "What for?" "A project." There is no project. There is Noah making a weird maze of tape strips along the bottom of my front door to see if anyone opens it. There is Noah moving a dining chair under the window for a better lookout spot. There is Noah asking if my building has a back exit that doesn't go past the parking lot. At 11:18, my door buzzer sounds. I glance at the intercom, expecting maybe Brianna, maybe a delivery. Instead, a man in a wrinkled shirt is downstairs holding papers and asking for Ms. Brianna Cole, apartment 2B, into the panel. Noah grabs my wrist so hard it hurts. He flinches at Brianna's ringtone, and suddenly I stop being amused. I don't buzz the man in. I tell him through the intercom he has the wrong unit, because technically he does. I'm 3C, and Brianna doesn't live here. He squints up at the building, checks the papers, mutters something about last known address, and leaves. Noah doesn't let go of my wrist until the front door slams downstairs. "Who was that?" he asks. "I don't know," I say, even though I have a guess now. "Somebody looking for your mom." His jaw tightens. 8-year-olds aren't supposed to have that expression. I try to reset the day again. Bad idea number 1. I decide fresh air will help. There's a little courtyard and a fenced patch of grass behind the building. I make Noah put on a hoodie, stuff tissues in my pocket, and take him downstairs with a soccer ball, figuring movement might burn off whatever nervous energy he's running on. For 10 minutes, it works. He does silly commentary in a fake sports announcer voice while I half jog and half yawn. Mrs. Delgado sits on her patio chair with her tiny dog and gives me a look that says, "You have your hands full." I salute with my coffee mug like a sleep-deprived soldier. Then Noah sees Mr. Jensen from 1A unlocking his car at the curb. Before I can even process it, Noah sprints across the lot, crouches behind the rear tire, and shoves something underneath the car with both hands. "Noah!" I shout, running after him. "What are you doing?" Mr. Jensen startles so hard he drops his keys. Kate, what the hell? Noah pops up with dirt on his knees and says, way too brightly, I was looking for a bug. Under a moving vehicle? I grab his shoulder and pull him back. My face is burning. Apologize. Right now? He mutters, sorry. Mr. Jensen gives me the long, annoyed neighbor stare. Keep him away from my car. We go upstairs with Noah stomping and me trying not to lose it. At my door, I notice my key ring feels lighter. I freeze, check my pocket, check the other pocket, then dump everything onto the entry table. No building key. Noah's eyes flick to his sneaker. Mrs. Delgado hands me the toy car and says he was hiding keys. Mrs. Delgado found my building key because Noah tried to wedge it into the wheel well of her potted plant stand for safekeeping. That's her phrase. Repeated with a raised eyebrow while she hands me the key and a toy police car, she says he also stashed behind her basil. I apologize so many times I start sounding like an automated voicemail. Back inside, I finally snap, not screaming, but the sharp, exhausted kind of mad that makes every word clipped. Noah, couch, now. He sits, chin up, trying to look unbothered. His cheeks are pink. You do not hide my keys. You do not run into parking lots. You do not touch other people's cars. I need you to tell me what is going on. He crosses his arms. Nothing. Try again. He looks at the floor, then at the front door, then at his backpack. That backpack has been bothering me all morning. It's too full for a short visit, and Noah keeps checking on it like there's a live animal inside. I tell him I'm getting him dry clothes because his pants are still damp from the faucet disaster. He says he has clothes in the bag and reaches for it too fast. Reflexively, I grab it first. Kate. He actually sounds scared. I unzip it anyway. Right on top, 2 t-shirts, underwear, socks, a toothbrush, Noah's inhaler, and his dinosaur pajamas. Under that, a gallon zip bag with cereal bars, crackers, and applesauce pouches. Under that, a bottle of Brianna's blood pressure medication. Then an envelope with final notice stamped in red. Another folded paper from the electric company. A handwritten note on receipt paper. Noah, stay with Kate. I'll explain. Don't tell Marcus where. Love, Mom. My anger drains so fast it makes me dizzy. Noah, I say, sitting down slowly beside him. Why didn't you show me this? His eyes fill instantly, and he wipes them with the heel of his hand like he's mad they happened. Mom said not to mess it up, he whispers. At the bottom of the backpack is a folded notice dated yesterday. I unfold the notice while Noah watches my face like he's waiting for a verdict. It's not a court order, not exactly. It's a past due rent notice with a balance amount that makes my stomach turn, plus a typed warning about payment or vacating. There's also a sticky note in Brianna's handwriting that just says call office. Don't panic in front of Noah. I almost laugh at that, because this kid is sitting next to me with emergency snacks and extra underwear, while I'm apparently the last adult in the family to know anything. I set the papers down and keep my voice steady. Dispatcher voice. The one I use when strangers are bleeding and trying to sound brave. Okay, we're not in trouble right now. I just need you to tell me what you know. Noah picks a thread on the couch cushion. Mom and Marcus were fighting. About money? A nod. Did Marcus hurt anyone? No. Fast. Then slower. He punched the wall. Not a person. I exhale through my nose. Did he come to the apartment this morning? Noah shrugs, then nods, then shrugs again. He came late. Mom said he wasn't supposed to. They were loud. I woke up. Mom was packing. Marcus kept saying she was overreacting and he was fixing it. Fixing what? Noah whispers, the lights. I look at the electric notice again. He said if she took me, he'd know where we went. Noah continues. So I made her leave quick. My head snaps up. What do you mean you made her leave quick? He gives me this guilty little half smile. I hid her keys first, so she had to look around, and Marcus got mad and left. Then I gave them back. I actually closed my eyes for a second. This child has been running interference. Buddy, that's not your job. He swallows hard. If he knows where we are, he'll make Mom come back. I don't correct the grammar. I don't correct anything. I pull him closer and let him lean into my side, bony shoulder pressed against my arm. And I suddenly understand that all the weird questions, the hidden snacks, the taped door, the key stuff, it's not random. When I mention the notice, Noah blurts a word no kid should know. Evicted, Noah says, like he's testing whether I'll flinch. That means the police carry your couch outside, right? I stare at him. Who told you that? Marcus. Noah says it like a dare. He said if Mom keeps acting crazy, we'll get evicted and live in the car, and then she'll be happy. For a second I am so angry I can't speak. Not the hot yelling kind. The cold kind. The kind that makes everything in me go still. Listen to me. I say, very carefully. Adults say ugly things when they're panicking. That doesn't make them true. He looks unconvinced. I ask if he knows why Brianna packed his bag. He shakes his head. Did she say where she was going? She said errands. Did she tell him to hide food? No, I did that. Did she tell him to hide my keys? No. But if she came back too fast, Marcus might follow. That sentence sits there between us like broken glass. I start replaying the morning in order. Noah asks about locks. Noah tests the smoke alarms. Noah tapes the bottom of the door. Noah hides keys. Noah runs outside and shoves something under a car. Mrs. Delgado says he was hiding keys. Not just any keys. He keeps targeting ways adults leave. I stand and scan my apartment. My front door key bowl is on the entry table. Except, it's not where I usually keep it. It's moved 6 inches left, behind my mail tray. I only notice because I'm weird about placement. Noah follows my eyes and immediately looks away. I walk over, lift the mail tray, and find my spare mailbox key and old car key wrapped in a napkin. Noah. He bites his lip. Why these? So nobody can make you drive me back, he whispers. If Mom says. The chaos isn't just panic. It's strategy. A scared kid's strategy, but strategy. He's not trying to destroy my day. He's trying to control every exit he can see because he thinks adults are about to fail him again. Then I realize the thing he keeps moving is my spare key bowl. I decide the next hour needs structure before my apartment becomes a hostage negotiation zone. Okay, I tell Noah, pulling out my whiteboard from the kitchen wall like I'm running summer camp. New plan. We eat. We breathe. We stay inside. No hiding things. No experiments. You can help me make grilled cheese. He nods, relieved to have rules. Kids do that, even when they act like they don't. For a little while, it works. He slices strawberries with a butter knife and narrates like a cooking show host. I text Brianna 3 times. Call me now. I found the papers. I need the truth. No answer. At 1:06 p.m., Marcus calls my phone. I let it ring. Noah sees the name and goes pale. Don't answer, he whispers. I wasn't planning to. Then the stove pops. I'd left a burner on low under an empty pan because I got distracted by the texts, and Noah, trying to help, has put a paper towel near it to wipe the counter. The edge catches, flares, and suddenly I have fire where there should be sandwiches. I grab the pan, slap the flame with the wet towel, and kill it in maybe 5 seconds, but the smoke is instant and thick. The alarm starts screaming again. Noah yells. I shove open the balcony door, waving a dish towel, coughing. Bathroom. I shout. Wet cloth over your mouth. He runs. I follow 2 seconds later after checking the stove. The bathroom is empty. Noah. No answer. I check my bedroom. Closet. Under the bed. Nothing. My phone is on the counter, buzzing with another call. Marcus. The front door is cracked open. My chest goes hollow. I sprint into the hallway barefoot, smoke alarm shrieking behind me, yelling his name so loudly 3 doors open at once. Mrs. Delgado sticks her head out. Mr. Jensen points toward the stairs. Somebody asks if they should call 911, which would be professionally humiliating since I dispatched 911 for a living. I hit the stairwell and see only sunlight through the landing window. I turn back from the smoke, and Noah is gone. I find him 2 minutes later, which feels like 20 years. He's on the 2nd floor landing, crouched behind the recycling bins with his hands over his ears because the alarm is echoing through the building. When he sees me, he looks guilty before he looks relieved, and that tells me he didn't just panic and run. He made a decision. I drop to my knees and grab his shoulders. Do not ever do that again. Ever. You scared me. His lower lip trembles. I thought if the smoke was bad, we had to go outside. That part is correct. Running without telling me is not. Mrs. Delgado appears in the stairwell like a tiny, stern guardian angel wearing slippers. Your pot is smoking, Catherine. I turn the burner off. She takes one look at Noah's face and softens. Come on, Mijo. Breathe through your nose. We go back upstairs. My apartment smells like burned paper and shame. Mrs. Delgado opens windows while I sit Noah at the table with water. My hands are shaking enough that I spill half my own glass. She leans toward me and murmurs, "This isn't just wild child behavior." "I know," I whisper. "I found eviction and shut-off notices in his bag." Her mouth tightens. At 1:19, Brianna finally calls. I answer immediately. "Where are you?" I say, no greeting this time. "Still out. I told you I'm handling it." "Handling what, Brianna?" "Because Noah has a packed bag, your medication, final notices, and he just disappeared during a kitchen fire scare." "What fire?" "Small. It's out." "That's not the point." I hear her breathing change. "You opened his backpack?" "Yes, because your son is hiding keys and asking me if landlords break in at night." A pause. Then, instead of asking if Noah is okay, she says, "Kate, did you see the papers in the side pocket?" I look at the backpack across the room. There is a side pocket I haven't checked. Noah is staring at me now, eyes huge. "Brianna," I say slowly, "what papers?" Brianna finally calls, and the first thing she asks is about the papers. I hang up on Brianna. Not because I'm trying to be dramatic, because I need both hands, and suddenly the room feels tilted. I unzip the side pocket while Noah watches from the kitchen table, knees pulled up under his chin. Inside is a manila envelope, damp at the corners, stuffed with copies, a lease, a payment ledger, 2 utility notices, and a handwritten list of due dates in Brianna's looping print. There's also a photocopy of Marcus's driver's license and a paper from a payday lender with his name on it. The lender amount is small compared to the rent balance, but the interest rate is the kind that should come with a warning label. Mrs. Delgado reads my face before she reads the documents. "Bad. Bad enough," I say. I scan dates, because that's what dispatch teaches you when people are panicking. Anchor in facts. Rent past due for 2 months. Partial payment bounced. Electric shutoff notice posted 3 days ago. Final extension requested. Final extension denied. Water notice pending. The utility shutoff line says service may be disconnected after 6 p.m. Today. Noah isn't with me because Brianna has errands. He's with me because she's trying to keep him out of a dark apartment while she scrambles for money she doesn't have. And Marcus is woven through this mess somehow. Loans, promises, anger, intimidation, maybe all of it. My phone buzzes again. Brianna. Then Marcus. Then Brianna. I answer Brianna, but step into the hallway so Noah can't hear everything. "I need the truth," I say. She sounds wrecked now, voice ragged and quiet. "I'm at the leasing office parking lot. I thought I could catch up enough to stop the shutoff and pay 1 month. Marcus said he had money. He didn't. Then he took my card to help. I can't find it. I didn't want Noah there." "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because you always look at me like I should have this handled." I almost argue, then stop because she's not wrong. "Where's Marcus?" I ask. Another pause. "Says he's coming to fix it. The shutoff date on the utility notice is tonight, not next week." By late afternoon, the whole day has that bruised feeling, like every hour leaves a mark. I tell Brianna to come to my place, now, and if Marcus shows up, good. I'm done trying to decode this through half-truths and hang-ups. She arrives at 5:02 p.m., looking 10 years older than she did at Christmas. Mascara smudged, hair in a collapsing bun, jaw clenched so hard it trembles. Noah launches off the couch and wraps around her waist. She hugs him like she's been holding her breath all day. Then Marcus pulls into the lot behind her in a silver truck he definitely can't afford, gets out holding a gas station coffee, and actually smiles at me like we're meeting for a barbecue. "Kate," he says, spreading his hands. Heard there was some confusion. I laugh once, because if I don't, I'll scream. Confusion is putting cinnamon in chili. This is a child with an emergency go-bag. Brianna says, "Marcus, not now." Marcus ignores her and crouches toward Noah. "Hey, buddy, you giving Aunt Kate a hard time?" Noah steps behind Brianna so fast, it's almost a flinch. There it is. Mrs. Delgado, who claims she was just watering plants, is magically in the courtyard within hearing distance. Bless that woman. I hold up the envelope. "Did you take Brianna's card?" Marcus rolls his eyes. "I borrowed it. We're family." "Did you use payday loans in your name and promise her you'd cover rent?" "Temporary cash flow. I had a job lined up." "Did you tell Noah they'd be living in a car?" He shrugs. "Kid hears stuff. Adults talk. It happens." Brianna's face changes at that. Not anger first, humiliation. Then anger. "You told me not to panic. You said if I left for 1 day, You'd meet me at the office with money. I was working on it. With my card. With our situation. Noah's voice cuts through all of us, small and clear. You said if Mom ran, you'd find us anyway. Marcus opens his mouth and nothing comes out. Marcus smiles until Noah repeats what he heard in their kitchen. Everything after that happens in ugly, honest bursts. Marcus tries denial first, then charm, then offense. I never said it like that. You're twisting this. Kate always hated me. Classic rotation. Brianna finally snaps and starts listing dates and amounts in front of him. Rent due on the 1st, his promise on the 3rd, the missing card charge on the 5th, the loan call on the 7th. I can see Noah listening from behind her leg, tracking every word like it's weather reports. Give me my card, Brianna says. I don't have it. Then tell me where it is. Marcus shrugs. Probably in the truck. Mrs. Delgado mutters, loud enough for the saints to hear. Convenient. I send Noah upstairs with strict instructions to sit on my couch and not touch a single appliance. He actually obeys. That's how wrung out he is. Down in the parking lot, Brianna and Marcus keep going. He accuses her of making him look bad. She says he did that himself. He says she should be grateful he helped at all. I step in when he moves closer and points in her face. Back up, I tell him. He scoffs. What are you going to do, dispatch me? No, I say. I'm going to remember everything you say. That lands harder than I expect. He tosses the card onto Brianna's hood like he's doing her a favor and peels out so fast he nearly clips the curb. Brianna starts shaking once he's gone. Not dramatic sobbing, just that silent tremor that comes after adrenaline. I drive her to the leasing office with Noah and Mrs. Delgado watching from my balcony because apparently she has adopted us for the day. The office won't erase the debt, obviously, but with Brianna's partial payment, a written plan, and proof that the unauthorized charges are being disputed, they pause immediate lockout action. Utilities are still a problem. I cover the shutoff amount from my emergency fund and feel both furious and guilty while doing it. That night, back in my kitchen, Noah looks from me to Brianna and asks, Are we in trouble because I was bad today? Noah watches us all go quiet, then asks where we sleep now. That question breaks something open. Brianna starts crying right there at my kitchen table, not pretty movie crying. Exhausted, embarrassed, hiccuping tears she keeps apologizing for while Noah stares at her like he's the adult in the room. I pull out tissues with one hand and the notepad from my junk drawer with the other, because if I don't turn this into a plan, we're all going to drown in feelings. No, I tell Noah first. You're not in trouble for today. You're responsible for some messes. The grown-up money problems are not yours. He looks skeptical. Fair. I turn to Brianna. You two can stay here tonight. Maybe longer. But I need this to be real help, not another emergency loop. She wipes her face. I know. No surprise drop-offs. No vague texts. If you're late, you call. If Marcus is around, you tell me. We make a childcare schedule, not a crisis schedule. She nods again, quieter this time. Okay. And we need actual numbers. Rent. Utilities. Food. What's owed? What's urgent? What can wait? Tomorrow we call the utility company together. We dispute the card charges. We check for assistance programs. You can hate me while we do it, but we're doing it. Brianna gives this watery laugh. I don't hate you. I just hate that you're always better at this. I sit back. I'm better at systems. You're better at keeping a kid alive, fed, and loved on 4 hours of sleep. We can both be useful. Noah raises a hand like we're in school. Can I still have pancakes tomorrow if we're doing systems? I actually laugh. Brianna laughs too, then pulls him into her lap and kisses the top of his head. Before bed, I print a one-page list. Emergency contacts, pickup rules, medicine info, a weekly plan, and a section labeled No Scary Adult Conversations in front of Noah. I slide it across the table the next morning with coffee and toast. I slide the printed rules across the table, and Brianna starts crying. A week later, my apartment is still recovering. I replace one cracked lamp, deep clean the kitchen ceiling where the smoke left a gray shadow, and apologize to Mr. Jensen with a grocery store gift card and a sincere promise that no children will be conducting undercar inspections near his vehicle again. Mrs. Delgado accepts banana bread as tribute and tells Noah he owes her basil plant an apology. He does, solemnly, like he's in court. The bigger repairs are less visible. Brianna files the card dispute and gets temporary credit. We spend an entire Saturday on the phone with utility assistance programs, the leasing office, and a legal aid hotline, while Noah watches cartoons with headphones and occasionally brings us grapes like a tiny intern. Marcus texts a lot for 3 days, then goes quiet when Brianna stops answering anything that isn't about formal pickup times. He's not gone from their lives, but the fog he lived in starts to clear once everything is written down. That's the part one didn't understand before this. Kids don't always say, "I'm scared." Sometimes they hide keys. Sometimes they tape doors. Sometimes they act like chaos because chaos is the only language they think adults are paying attention to. I still get mad when I think about the fire scare, the missing 2 minutes in the stairwell, the lies, the way Noah looked at every lock in my apartment like safety was a puzzle he had to solve alone. But I also think about how hard he worked, in his 8-year-old brain, to protect his mom with no actual power. That's not bad kid behavior. That's distress with sneakers on. If you're the stable person in a family, and every family has one, here's my practical advice. When a kid's behavior suddenly goes off the rails, check the environment before you label the kid. Ask what changed. Ask what they heard. Ask what they're trying to control.